That being said, let's see. Hello, sick. Yeah, welcome to coaching call of March 12th, 2025. Gonna be just helping you guys with a bunch of stuff. Bro, I've been traveling my whole month sub. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's been a lot of travel, but I do want to emphasize this Discord isn't about just giving you guys signals all the time. It's shit like this where you really get the value, all the recordings and everything. Obviously, it's cool to see us live trade and stuff and be able to copy our shit, but that's not how you're going to become self-sufficient and profitable. I've also been getting pretty cooked in these markets. Nothing different for me and nothing different for a lot of people. Shit's been hard, but good risk management will muscle you through these situations. But let's see what we got here. So let me turn down the music a bit. Someone said, I have no problem with the strategy, no problem with execution. Nothing, the only problem I have is psychology. Like I keep over leveraging. Hold up, let me put something more chill on. Someone said, I have no problem with the strategy, no problem with execution. Nothing, the only problem I have is psychology. Like I keep over leveraging, even though I know I shouldn't. Keep blowing funded accounts. Passing is not a big deal for me right now, but funded account is, I'm assuming. I just cannot keep them for more than a week. I get 4 more and then take a stupid trade and remove the stop loss. And I know this is the only thing I have to get through to be fully profitable. How do you stay disciplined like you guys do, like you and Blake? Well, I'm going to tell you straight up. I mean, like, this is pretty canon and everyone's journey. And like that frustration you're feeling with yourself, I know it sounds corny, bro, but like it is those pivotal points in your trading journey where you really do learn most. And you're going to have to go through that bullshit to eventually realize, hey, like if I want to make it in trading, I can't just half-ass this. I can't like fiddle around with the rules and sometimes take it seriously and other times not take it seriously. I'm sorry to break the news to you, but a high income skill like this requires a high level of discipline. That is the only reality I can give you. There's no simple answer. It comes down to whether or not you actually want to take shit seriously for once or just keep fucking around. Because believe it or not, trading is one of those things where you can make fucking $50,000 in a week, but also lose it in a singular day if you decide to crash out and just stop taking shit seriously. I've been there, bro. Everyone's been there at one point. If you're going through shit in life too, like I always say, like try not to be trading, try not to let your emotions or your any outside factors get involved with how you execute in the markets. I've personally learned the hard way, and a lot of people have, where if you're going through shit, whether it's family stuff, relationship stuff, just business stuff, anything, and it's fucking up with your mental, try to stay away from the charts because the charts really do reflect your weakest sides. And if you're in a vulnerable position where you're going to be super, I guess, impulsive and give into those emotions, you're not going to trade well. But in your case, I know it seems like, you're close to your profitability stage. It just seems like every time you take 10 steps forward, you take fucking 20 back with one day. And there's truly nothing I can give you that's like a simple answer. It's just with time, you will realize that the only way to make it is by actually taking every day seriously. And it's a slow process at first. But as you build up more capital, shit gets easier and you're going to lock in. Up on my first funded so far. Let's go. Congrats. You like Madrid? Yeah, I do love Madrid. Can you please explain to me the Judas swing? Sure. So Judas swing, really, like when we say Judas swing, there's 2 scenarios where we're really looking at. Well, the main one is like a 930 Judas. So let's say we're looking to take some longs in the morning, right? We have tons of buy side being generated. But we also have like, for example, an unfilled gap below or some imbalance in price. Let's call this, like, let's just say an imbalance right here. Typically going into 930, you want to see what's called a Judas swing. And these Judas swings, hence the name, Judas, is meant to fake people out. So let's say 930 opens and immediately shoots lower, right? What's going to happen is that people are going to be baited into shorting. They're going to be like, oh my God, market's opening lower, let's short. But Judas swings are typically manipulation moves that are meant to correct an imbalance or sweep some liquidity before then distributing in the actual direction price wants to. So a lot of the times you'll hear us say like, oh, I want to see like a Judas swing on 930 open, right? So let's say this is your 930 candle. We want to wait for, like, in this case, 930 to have a Judas lower, correct an imbalance, fake people out into taking shorts, and then we want to look for, let's say, like an inversion to the upside of that 930 Judas. and then catch, the actual distribution leg. So what you got to think about it is Judas swings are typically a fake out move meant to fake out buyers or sellers, and they're correcting an imbalance or seeking liquidity in price before actually delivering to the corresponding direction. If you have a bunch of like LR here, you'd want to see like a Judas lower and then find some long entries from there. Hopefully that helps. I'm not going to spend too much time on little questions like that. I'll try to give it as elaborate as possible. But yeah, I'm worse trader now than I was 6 months. I don't know how. It's probably the market conditions, bro. I'm not even kidding. I guarantee you're not a worse trader now. And that's a stupid shit. That's like, don't tell yourself stupid shit like that. Because I guarantee you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm a worse trader now than I was 6 months ago. That's going to fuck with your head so fucking much. And inevitably, you're going to take on the traits of a shitty trader. It's part of the fucking process. There's going to be times where you feel like lost or dumber than you were before. But just know it's not really you unless you give into that. Conditions are hard right now, bro. There's very few people banking in these market conditions. Shit's not as easy to predict as it was, a month or two ago. But you're not a worse fucking trader. You know more now than you did 6 months ago for sure. I guarantee you fucking 6 months ago, you could barely piece shit together and really understand the markets. I think what you're really lacking is just the conviction and like confidence in a model and that things are going to play out in your favor. And they are. Just trust the fucking process, bro. A lot of people are struggling right now in these market conditions, which is honestly a big reason I wanted to do this call. Did I short the mech at 135? No, I unfortunately did not. I did not. Could you check my, journals? I don't know if I'm going to go over journals today just because they are pretty time consuming, but just at me after this and I'll look over it. I want to answer like more psych-oriented stuff, maybe some conceptual stuff. Would please tell me that what kind of conditions you set yourself to re-enter a trade after getting break even, but you are still confident in the draw? Like Blick's trade on Monday, I didn't re-enter, and that happened to me twice. Also never knew which equal low, equal highs should I look for, and which time frames are they important to look at? Sick. Good question. So equal highs and equal lows. Let's go over that. The most important times where you should be looking at equal highs and equal lows is at prominent swings, right? So let's say you have, I don't know, let's say this is price action right here, and you create, for example, equal highs at like a prominent swing like that, right? This is like a really strong level for equal highs to be at, right? Because it's at like that external range liquidity. In that case, something like this would obviously serve more power than just like two equal lows consecutive candles. So try to find equal highs and equal lows on separate swings. That's going to serve as a way better draw on liquidity than just like back-to-back candles. And obviously when you have a case like that, let's say you have, let's even make this a little bit more for your understanding. Let's say you have like equal highs up here, equal lows up here. In a scenario like this where you have equal highs and equal lows at two prominent swings, what do you want to wait for? When you don't know where the next round liquidity is, you wait for one to get invalidated. In this case, we'd want to wait to see for like equal lows get invalidated, and then we can take some longs towards equal highs if everything else is in line. We tapped in some bullish beta rays down here, whatever. But if you're just trading between this range where you have equal highs and equal lows below, try to avoid executing any trades until one of these sides gets invalidated. And then going over what you were saying with how do you know whether to continue executing despite a break even, that all comes down to whether your draw on liquidity is still intact. So let's go over, you said Monday, right? Monday, was it during AM session? Monday. Okay, sweet. I believe it was right here, actually. So let's look at Monday real quick. Let me see what level I have marked out here. Is this previous day low? What is it that I have marked out there? Fuck, I have so many drawings. Okay, so this does look like previous day / previous week low because it's from Friday. And so this is going to be our external draw. This is how you know whether or not you should still be executing despite a break even. So let's say right here, fuck, is this the trade though? This might be the trade. I believe it's this trade. So we have a sweep of this internal high. Let's even push this a little bit more back. Man, I don't want to push this back actually because my bar replay is kind of fucked right now. But after we sweep that internal high, we realized that we also tap into what? A premium 5 minutes. So I remember on this day, a lot of people were like, wait, why are we shorting? We just inverse this 5 minute. Yeah, we inverse this 5 minute, but notice what happens. We tapped into an even more premiumed 5 minute fair value gap. This is going to hold more power since it's more premiumed, right? So despite this 5 minute inversion of the upside, we still end up tapping a 5 minute up here. We have the sweep of this internal high. And then what happens? I believe this was a trade, and if it's not, it doesn't matter. It still will teach you the same thing. There's an inversion to the downside, right? You have an inversion right here, and you have your internal low right here. But your external draw is down here, right? And so the whole purpose of this internal low every time in this internal high is going to be that's your break-even point. That's either it could be your first CP if it's 1-to-1. But the main thing to know is that that's your break-even point because that's a common place for price to reject. So let's look over this trade. Monday, we went ahead, swept internal high. We make sure I'm recording. Hello. Yeah, we swept internal high, tap into that premium 5 minute. We get a 1 minute inversion to the downside. What happens? Price hits our internal low, our break even. Price retraces, hits our break even. Now we're thinking, fuck. How do we know if we can still be executing? I just realized this is not the trade. But let's say this is definitely not the trade. But our external draw is still intact here, right? So let's say right here, despite getting break even, another opportunity presents itself. Let's say like an inversion right here. Let's say it's a better close, for example. Sorry that I didn't actually grab the right trade. And then this also kind of answers the other dude's question. Notice here, 2 consecutive equal high candles. You don't really care about those. They're consecutive on the 1 minute chart. They're not going to be as strong as like 2 prominent swing highs or swing lows being equal. So then let's say you had like price run to your break even, but your external draw is still intact, right? You still have these levels intact, which are still telling you, you know, price has no reason to reverse actually here and flip order flow bullish because we haven't hit that external draw. So if your external draw is still intact, you can still be looking for trades despite a break even towards that draw. And you should always know that, right? If we're looking to target London lows and we get break even out of a trade, but then another opportunity presents itself and London lows is still intact and your setup is still there, still execute. Sorry that I picked the wrong setup. If you give me the exact time, I can be a little bit more elaborate on that, but I think that should still be pretty straightforward. If your external draw is intact, you still execute. Do you always stick to one model? I'm new to Discord right here. There's like 2 or 3 models. You can scan the charts and find a setup regardless of what model it is. So yeah, I do stick to 1 or 2 models. I mean, I stick, well, everything I trade is inversion based, right? The only thing that really shifts is my targets. If we're trading mech model, what are we targeting? We're targeting unfilled gaps, right? So let's say we're looking to stake some longs. We finally hit some sort of bullish PD array that tells us, hey, right now would be a good time to be looking for some longs. We get our inversion set up to the upside, and you know, we enter here. And why are we targeting up here? Because we have like a unfilled 15-minute fair value gap, for example. Unfilled 15-minute or 5-minute, either works as for mech. And so when you're targeting an unfilled 5/15-minute fair value gap, that's going to serve as mech model. So you're still entering off inversions, but you're targeting an unfilled gap. That's mech model. Let's say you don't have that unfilled gap. We have something more. So like, let's say a data high, something like this. Maybe just like a blatant buy side level, right? Internal, just like internal high. Let's say we're still looking for longs here. We don't have an unfilled gap, but we still tap into a higher time frame. Higher time frame bullish fair value gap. Let's say we tap into that and then we get an inversion, right? Just because we don't have an unfilled gap doesn't mean we're not going to take longs if we have good buy side levels in this case. We have our internal high, we have a buy side level, we have a data high that we want to target, right? So something like this wouldn't be the mech model, but it's still an inversion based entry. It's still an inversion model. We're just not targeting unfilled gaps. We're maybe targeting like these buy side levels, a data high, something like that. That's going to serve more as like a discretionary model trade. Still, once again, inversion based. And then you obviously have like my PDI, which utilizes accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I believe today, there might have been like a good example today. Yeah, so like PDI is one of those models that use AMD, and they happen really often. For example, This didn't hit the 5 minute, didn't manipulate into the 5 minute. But there's something, there wasn't many inversions today. It was super wiki. Yeah, today's a horrible day. As an example, and so much bullshit. For example, something like this, right? Someone actually, this is a trade someone signaled me in a TikTok live yesterday. It was ridiculous. Then you have like the PDI model, for example, which utilizes AMD. So you'll typically see like price will accumulate and then it'll manipulate to a key level. In this case, we had a 5 minute below. So price manipulates into a 5 minute and then you get an inversion to the upside, right? And then that's your PDI. And so this is like a lower time frame PDI. And of course, after you get that PDI, you can see that it distributes higher and you're targeting accumulation zone highs or lows. So that's like PDI, but everything is inversion based. It's just a matter of what your target is that's gonna shift with each quote unquote model. They're still all inversion models, so nothing to overcomplicate there. Would you advise to leverage fundeds more to pass them faster? Only if you're profitable, I would advise that. I don't waste time on funded accounts. Like eval phases, I don't waste time. I'll either fucking full port news or I'll just go high leverage on each of my trades and pass them in like 2 to 3 trades usually. But yeah, can you talk about the pressure of getting payouts and being profitable? I asked you in DM last week, but it just stays in my mind that I have to hurry up with this because I'm break-evening for quite some time now. Yeah, I can definitely talk about this. I will say, bro, when you set pressure upon yourself, like you're naturally also making it more difficult to trade. Like I realized, bro, when I would tell myself, oh, I need to pass this account by tomorrow. I need to get a payout by a month so I can pay this. Dude, that fucks with your psyche so hard. Stop thinking about the result and focus on the process. This is where a lot of people go wrong. Make sure every single day you're treating it day by fucking day. Did I follow my rules today? And that's all you need to focus on. Like, I don't even need to overcomplicate that answer. All you need to focus on is, did I follow my rules today? I swear, if you make that your only fucking goal every single day, you're gonna get payouts. You're gonna make a shitload of money. But if you're thinking 2 months down the line, oh, I want to get $30,000 in payouts by the end of fucking August or whatever, so I can buy this, like, dude, you're setting unnecessary pressure upon yourself. You're setting shitty expectations. Don't do that. I got a real last question, bro. Even though I still lose some accounts, should I always risk the same on my trades? Because I think I'm still in the break-even stage. I have no problems with strategy or even psychology, but I feel when I lose, then I de-risk and win. So you feel me? Should I keep it the same? Any tips to get better? Never full port an account in my 1.5 years trading. I keep super disciplined too. Damn. Yeah, nah, I've seen you fucking Complex. You're a baller, bro. I see you in the Discord all the time. You're obviously a fucking genius. I see you like streaming and shit for everyone all the time. But yeah, like ask yourself this: why would you de-risk now? Because you lost one trade, therefore makes the less trade less probable. That's not true. If you're taking A+ setups every single time, the same win rate is going to apply to every single one of them. Whether you won or lost, you still took an A+ setup, which has a 70% win rate. There's no point of de-risking on the next trade just because you lost a previous one at all, unless it's like a scenario where, you know, it's the same day. Like, oh, okay, I just took a loss on the day, but there's another good setup. Let me de-risk so I don't, like, if this fails for some reason, I don't lose too much on the day. That's the only time you should be de-risking, really. But if it's the same setup that you just took before, why the fuck would you treat any differently as if it has less value or less chance of hitting? You shouldn't. You should still be applying the same amount of risk, which is why I tell everyone in the fucking beginner stages while you're becoming profitable, keep constant risk, bro. Just keep constant risk. Find a risk that you're comfortable with and trade that risk nearly every single time, as long as you have conviction for the trade. You know, you want to take advantage of a win rate. You're not taking advantage of a 70% win rate if one time you see an A+ setup, you go fucking 2% on the trade, and then the next time you see, you go 0.5% because you lost the other one. Well, now you're just fucking up the whole system. Don't tamper the system. I passed an account today and plan to just take 1-1 until I get a payout, because with the consistent rules, 1-1 is all you need, but I overtrade and revenge trade. Do you have any advice to step away after a loss and not look for a second trade and to lose even more? Same thing I was saying. If you're going to over leverage, you're going to fuck with your rules, and you're not trading a winning model, you're just gambling. Might as well hit up the fucking casino, bro. And regarding 1-1, yeah, that's practically all you need. As long as you're hitting that key level every single time, that unfilled gap, that internal high, that internal low, as long as it's a 1-1, totally fair to full close. That actually helps people very often get out of the break-even stage and make consistent profits. I will say though, with like consistency rules and like prop firms, when they set like only need to make $200 each trade to get a payout, that they do that on purpose to fuck with your psychology. Don't look at it that way. Never fucking look at it that way. Just make sure you're taking your trade, even if you're well over $200 fucking dollars and you still haven't hit your 101, you still haven't hit that key level. Just hold it until then. But yeah, technically 101 is all you need. Just make sure you're still following your rules. And then obviously, bro, if like you can't step away from a loss, you still have a lot to learn psychologically. And that just comes down to discipline. I always tell people that discipline isn't just built on the charts, but off the charts. Build a fucking routine. This sounds corny, but I'll tell you, for example, something like for me that's really helped me. It sounds so stupid, bro, but like I'm still gonna say it. Like when I go to the gym and I do the Stairmaster, that to me that's not a test on my physical strength. Like I'm not doing the Stairmaster because like I want to fucking get shredded out of my mind. It's literally a psychological goal I set myself. Like when I step on the fucking Stairmaster and I tell myself, all right, I'm going to do 20 minutes. Like I make sure I do 20 minutes and then I get off. It's like shit like that, right? If I tell myself I'm taking one fucking trade a day, I'm taking one fucking trade a day. You know what I mean? I'm getting off. I'm eating my loss. Like I don't care if I fucking lose if I followed my rules. It's not that serious. I don't see losses like the same way a lot of fucking idiots do who are unprofitable and they're like, oh my God, I lost a trade. I did something wrong. No, if I followed my rules, sick. The loss is only contributing to my winning statistic. It's meant to balance shit out. It's up to you, but I would just try to take shit seriously, man. Yeah, I'll go over OBs in a bit. Could you ever go risk manage probably to get away from break even? Yeah, like I said, 1-1 at internal high, internal low is the easiest way. Start full closing. A lot of the times you'll realize people do shit like this, bro. Like let's say we're taking a fucking mech model long. Let's say, I don't know, let's say price comes down, sweeps is low. We have a mech model present itself with an unfilled gap like around this level, right? And we're looking to target this level. A lot of the times you'll see with people who are just greedy and have shit psychological practice, well, they'll take like a mech trade like this where we're targeting unfilled 15, and they'll partial at the unfilled 15 and they'll be like, oh, let me just leave a fucking runner towards all-time highs because in case it hits, I'll make a shitload of money. Well, little do you know that's probably 0.5% chance of it happening. And so you're just setting emotional TPs. You're setting like a greedy TPs when you can just fucking close right here and claim your profits. You know what I mean? Also, I don't want to waste too much time. Like whoever asked like about OBs, I don't want to waste too much time. Especially, whoever asked about OBs, you're in the mentorship 2.0. You have the whole trading A through Z course explaining every single concept. You can access that already as a mentorship student. We have 20 plus videos laid out for you guys explaining all those concepts. I got scared during my trades and closed it early. Also, guys, chill with the messages for a bit. I'm going to try to get through all these questions and then start answering stuff. But just focus on me answering the questions that we currently have. So we can move forward and I can really listen to everyone. I know you guys have a lot of questions, but let me just get through some of these before you start asking more. I feel like my biggest problem is conviction and confidence in my trades. A lot of times I get scared during my trade and close it early or close it before it hits stop loss. It hits TP most of the time after I close it early with a loss. Even though I'm on Discord, I try to take trades on my own. Even though I know the model, I lack that confidence. Yeah, I mean, bro, you got to understand that every trade has a narrative. Like there's a reason our stop loss is somewhere and there's a reason our fucking TP is somewhere, bro. Hence the fucking video I made in recordings that I posted for you guys, right? Stop loss placement. There's a reason for every single stop loss that we have, right? If you watch this video, when you have an SMT, you utilize the SMT low. When you don't have an SMT, maybe use like the body closure. When we're taking a trade, we're targeting something. There's a narrative behind everything. When you're not trusting the narrative, you're not taking the same trade as us. Just know that. I feel like I've been going through this for 6 months to a year now where I have beautiful and consistent trading, following my rules for weeks or even months, and then I let a day with bad PA blow me up because I find it hard to walk away. Like I said, it's a reflection of yourself, bro. You have a lot to work on as a person. It's not just you as a trader, dude. Build discipline off the charts. I can't emphasize it enough, bro. Set goals for your day. Like wake up early. Wake up an hour and a half before the fucking trading if you're like Eastern Standard Time. Take some time to like really reflect on yourself. Journal shit, bro. Go to the gym. It's like habits like that, bro. Pick up good fucking habits. Can you please explain whether you consider SMTs for value gaps? For example, today NQ inversed a 5-minute bullish for value gap, but ES didn't, and then ES proceeded to take data lows. Basically, would you not take a trade if ES didn't? No, I don't care if ES doesn't inverse a gap, right? The only time I'm focusing on SMTs is at prominent highs and lows, previous session highs and previous session lows, right? If I'm looking to target London highs, but ES takes London highs, well, now there's a fucking SMT at my draw on liquidity. Therefore, I'm not going to execute. If there's an SMT at my internal high that I want to see get taken, I'm most likely going to have to go break even early or not take the trade. Those are shit. That's like SMTs you need to pay attention to. SMTs, like in the sense where it's like a gap getting inverse on NQ and not on ES, fuck that shit. But if you're looking to see NQ hit an unfilled 15-minute gap, ES also has it there, and ES hits that 15-minute, that's something to consider. Maybe an early break even, but yeah. Yeah, I guess, man, SMT is like the most common question I get. I really would just tell you to watch like a T-Trades video or some shit. But I'll try to go over it really fast, man. I don't like to waste too much time on SMTs. So all you need to know is, let's say, this is your NQ chart. I know a lot of people here don't want to be listening about SMTs right now. This is your ES chart. So NQ, ES. Let's say here you have London highs, London highs. Now, let's say we want to look for some shorts, maybe towards London lows. Shit. Maybe towards London lows, right? And so we're waiting for like an entry opportunity on ES. We see that NQ like trades up to this level, but doesn't take out London highs, but ES takes out London highs. So now, because we have an SMT in place at London highs, just because NQ didn't take London highs doesn't mean we can't execute shorts if opportunities present itself. Why? Because we have an SMT at London highs now. ES took this. They are correlated assets, right? Meaning they move very similar. And when one of them takes out a prominent liquidity pool while the other one doesn't, it creates an SMT, a smart money technique, which is a sign of a reversal, a potential sign of a reversal. It's an external confluence, really. And so now I'm no longer worried about having to see NQ take this high because I know ES already took it. So I have the conviction to take shorts. There's an SMT in place here. NQ is a lagging pair in this sense, meaning it wasn't the one that swept the high. So this is a lagging pair. But then again, the lagging pair actually typically delivers better. So if NQ didn't sweep the high, but ES took it, and we have an SMT at London highs, sick. Well, now, we can look for some shorts. NQ is most likely to deliver better, and it's most likely going to run towards London lows or something, or wherever the next draw is, right? But yeah, and then what happens is typically since NQ is a lagging pair, let's say it'll run to London lows, while ES is kind of behind here, and then we create an SMT at London lows. How is SMT not pattern trading? Well, you can pattern trade any of these concepts, but the whole reason that they're not pattern trading is because you're utilizing other confluences to increase the probability, right? So we're not just going to take a random SMT if it's like a random fucking SMT, but if it's an SMT at London highs, which also happens to be inside like a bearish fair value gap, we know that's a high probability SMT. There's a very likely chance that price is going to reverse off this level. You get what I'm saying? You don't just use one thing itself. I'm profitable backtesting not in live markets. Is it mainly because of psych reasons? Yeah, definitely mainly because of psych reasons. You need to increase screen time. If you're profitable backtesting, bro, it's inevitable that you'll be profitable on the live charts, but you need to apply the same level mindset. Yeah, bro. It's one of those scenarios, I swear, no matter what, how bad price action is, unless it's super bad where you're just like, dude, it's not even worth me risking. If you're like, you can just forward test, bro. On bad price action days, you just forward test. Typically, though, that is one of those days where I'll like lower my risk. Recently, price action has been really bad, so I haven't been going I've been going pretty low risk. But I still take my setup when it presents itself because I'm still building that. I'm still always like maintaining that habit of executing when I see my model. Guys, like I said, please refrain from asking questions. Let me just get through these first. I know it's annoying, but I want to get through all these. Can you please explain, give us your higher time frame analysis, like from 4-hour to 15-minute, and lower time frame, also regards to liquidity, which is, sure, maybe we can do something like, here, I'll go into like chart champs or some shit. Let's see. Let's pull up like a New York session. Um, okay, cool. So let's say like a day like this. If I'm analyzing everything here, I'm always going to start off with like a surface level analysis, right? So overall, what do I notice? I notice that price has been bearish, right? Let's say I'll notice something like, fuck, I don't really have my tools on this thing, but I'll notice like we're respecting this bearish for value gap here. We delivered lower. We get another bearish for value gap. And I see that we're trading inside like this hourly bearish for value gap. And we're invalidating bullish P rays, right? All these bullish P rays in this leg have been invalidated. It doesn't look like we're bouncing off of anything bullish here, unless there's a fucking SMT on the screen that I don't know about. And I see that, okay, like maybe like previous day low here could be the next draw. So what I look for, okay, cool. So I know the higher time frame is bearish for the most part. Hourly is dumping. We're respecting bearish P rays, disrespecting bullish P rays. We're tapping into this bearish fair value gap. Now I want to pair all that with like a lower time frame analysis. Like now I want to wait for price to tell me it wants to sell off. There was actually maybe an entry here, but you get the point, right? We're trading inside this bearish 15-minute, so I would look for like some shorts around like this time frame. It seems like there's like there's a 1-minute opportunity here that I just missed. But then I would expect price to now deliver towards the next draw on liquidity, which would be like this internal low, that sell side. And as you can see, bang, just like that, fucking right in front of your face, right? That was notice how quick my analysis was there. I accidentally skipped through price action, so I missed an entry, but I see what? Higher time frame is bearish. We're respecting bearish P rays. We're disrespecting bullish P rays. Sick. Notice how fast I fucking did that. I see price trades up into this hourly bearish for value gap as well in the current session that we're trading in. Bang. I see that on the lower time frame, we're also respecting bearish P rays. We have low resistance liquidity generated on the lower time frame. There is a reason for price to deliver lower. We have all this LR right here. What happens? Eventually, let's see where it presents itself. 942, I'd say, or even more higher conviction would be this inversion, maybe something like a 4-minute, right? We have a 4-minute inversion to the downside. We see that the opportunity presents itself right here for a short. We have that internal sweep, right? So I'm pairing everything I fucking know. Internal sweep, 4-minute inversion right there, shorts, targeting all these drawn liquidities, and bang, it gets hit just like that. And that was a fucking 2-second analysis. That's how I go about every single day. Surface level analysis to technical analysis. First, I just want to ask myself, how is price looking? It's looking fucking bearish. Cool. Is it respecting bearish P rays? Yeah, it is. It's respecting bearish P rays. Now what am I going to look for? My entry, inversion based. Would I wait? An inversion to present itself. We have an internal sweep here. We're trading inside a 15-minute. This is our condition. Cool. We have a 4-minute fair value gap. We inverse it right here. Our short entry's right there. We run all this LR and we go to the draw. Awesome. Let's see, I have like 1 minute left. Maybe I can do like one more, I guess. Seems a bit choppy. Okay. It's just a bit of a weird day for sure. But let's see if I notice anything. Okay. Seems like we have like an unfilled 4-hour gap below. Price has been bearish for a while, but there's little to no retracements. Maybe in a scenario like today, I'd be looking for some longs towards this level. I see that we're inversing this this bearish hourly, but we do have some LR below. So this is a bit of a tricky scenario because looking at the hourly, it looks like it would be ready to deliver higher, but now I need to pair that with the lower time frame. So I see we're like inversing this 15-minute. Maybe let's see what happens. All right, so we're respecting that 5-minute. Let's see. Okay, we're disrespecting this 15-minute now. So notice I'm not convicted yet on anything because I know there's an unfilled gap up here on the 4-hour that I could see price potentially trading to, but I would like to see like sweep these lows first and then go to that high. Oh, no. Come on, gang. Look at that. That's exactly what I just said I wanted to see fucking happen. I want to see price sweep these lows, maybe sweep this internal low right here, and then I can look for some longs towards that unfilled 4-hour. Seems like there was maybe a PDI there. Yeah, there's a PDI. Accumulation manipulates lower. Whatever, bang, delivers higher. My session ran out, but hey, bro, don't tell me that shit was not impressive, bro. Don't tell me that shit was not impressive. I know that it's different for everyone, but how long should it take to pass an eval? So you're risking 1% max drawdown. 1% max draw. So you're risking 1%. Uh, Depends, bro. Like with our model, like you, if you're risking 1%, like you got to think about it this way. You have 1 or 2 good days, you're passing the count, but you also have 1 or 2 bad days, and you're blowing the count with 1%. Because if you just think about it logically, most evals have like a 3 to 4% drawdown. So if you're catching the bad end of the stick of the statistic, where it's a 70% win rate model, but if you get the 30% win rate for some reason, and you lose fucking 2 3 trades in a row, you blew the count. But chances are you'll most likely pass with a 1%, but still. How do you filter out, guys? Once again, please refrain from asking questions. Let me just finish through these. How do you filter out unnecessary information when you first start to analyze higher time frame? Well, I kind of just showed you. I start with surface level analysis, and I get into more technical. And I never mark out too much shit. I keep my charts very clean. What makes a high or low protected? Yeah, a high or low being protected just really comes down to like if it manipulates into something of significance. So like let's say we're in bearish order flow. We want to take continuation shorts towards our like London lows, for example. Let's say we tap into like a 15-minute bearish fair value gap, right? We tap into a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Sick, that's our condition. We go ahead and resweep that high. There is no reason after sweeping this intermediate high inside this 15-minute that we should trade back to this high, right? We have tapped in this imbalance and even swept the liquidity inside of it. This high is now going to be pretty protected. Very low chance price is going to trade back to that without running to this draw first. Therefore, we consider this a like protected high in this internal range. But a protected high could also be like external liquidity pool if it taps into something of significance, right? Tapped into like a unfilled hourly. We don't expect price to trade back to this level if it corrected some sort of imbalance in price. Did bro's subscription just run out? Like why do you not, what? How do you do with bad PA? I do well in backtesting, but when I get on the live markets, I look like a level 1 rookie. I try not to trade PAs bad, and when I do, I manage risk well. But there's times where I go on full losing streak. I try not to signal bot, but there's times I don't trust my trading on my own. Well, you should always trust trading on your own, and it's the only way you're going to build conviction. But there's nothing much I can do about bad PA, right? It's out of my control. I'm just still going to apply my model. I can't tell you otherwise. Like, I know for a lot of people, bro, who join this Discord, a lot of signal bots are not, I mean, it's fine, bro. Everyone starts off like sort of like signal bot, but it's hard for them to fathom me taking like 2-3 losses in a row and being like, oh, well, like, you know, like there's nothing I can do. I'm going to keep executing my model. Dude, I'm not a fucking idiot. My model's going to work. Like, there's been times where I lose fucking 7 trades in a row, and then what happens after? I win 20 trades in a row. You know what I mean? I'm not playing this shit short term. I'm glad, and everyone who's in here, there's 158 people in here. You guys really fucking care about learning, and you're gonna do great. Swear to God. It's definitely upsetting that not enough people join a session like this where I'm really just providing as much value as I can. But yeah, when is the mentorship actually gonna start? I don't know yet. We still have enrollment opened up for a bit. We'll probably accept around 50 people-ish and then have it going. But yeah, just accepting more people. What does the hour open matter? There's times where I read that you were Blake, mainly Blake, I think, but Nasir, he waits for the hour to open and what'll happen, I guess. Yeah, so really all you gotta know is that, like, bro, if you're fucking trading close to a new hourly candle open, that hourly candle opening is gonna manipulate pretty heavy. So let's see, like 10 a.m. is a great candle to look out for. So yeah, notice like something like this, right? Where this is not the best example. We sweep some sell side here, and look at this. This is a good example, right? Let's say we're looking for some longs here. We're pretty high conviction in longs, and we just inverse at the 9:59 candle, 1 minute before 10 a.m. open. Why do you want to avoid something like this? Because the 10 a.m. open, the new hourly open, is going to help provide a clearer narrative. So you don't want to be executing a trade before a new hourly candle opens immediately. It's most likely going to stop rate you potentially. You don't know where it's going to manipulate. So in this case, you would wait for that 10 a.m. to like do its work. 10 a.m. opens, shoots us lower, and then price wants to go higher. You see what I'm saying now? It's shit like that you want to pay attention to. What's good, Patrick? I'm really motivated to learn something. Hell yeah. I don't know why, but I keep seeing on my TikTok that on a long enough time, it's impossible to be profitable, and if it keeps fucking my head, bro, I don't even know what the fuck that means. It sounds stupid as fuck. I've been stopped out just by a few ticks before. Price runs straight to my TP 4 times in the past week. Do you have any advice on preventing that? That's typically a sign of bad PA, bro, but like, Once again, it's still proving that your draw on liquidity is right. Maybe your entry could be refined a little bit more. Maybe you're not pairing enough Confluence. Maybe you're entering a little bit early. But it sounds like you have the right draws most of the time. And now it's a matter of optimizing your entry. That's really all I can tell you. Maybe just wait for things to be really obvious rather than just being like, okay, the model is there, but it would be nicer if we did this, and then I'd be more convicted with the trade. I understand Mech quite well because it's pretty simple as well as PDI, but I'm struggling more on discretionary stuff like trade, Blake 607, I've taken that on my own. That comes down to screen time and just understanding liquidity pools, but you're perfectly fine with Mech and PDI for now. You'll just realize that inversion, like there's going to be inversion entries that are super obvious and they're just not targeting unfilled gaps, but you still want to enter on them. That's the difference with discretionary. Sometimes trading feels easy as fuck. Sometimes feels like the hardest thing. It plays around in my head a bit. Any advice? No advice, bro. That's exactly what it is. Sometimes it feels like you're the fucking king of the world and you know everything, and sometimes it feels like you're just a fucking idiot and can't get anything right. But that's the fucking game. And the only thing you can do about it is keep following your rules, bro. Like, you don't think like when we have a month like August, January, we win every single fucking day of the month, we don't feel like high on life, like we're on top of the world. Holy shit, trading is the easiest thing on the planet. And then boom, a week after, it's like, yo, we just lost fucking 4 trades in a row. Like, it's pretty demoralizing, but it's part of the process. I can't tell you too much about that. It is part of the game. You're not working a fucking 9 to 5 where they're telling you, hey, we're gonna pay you out bi-weekly $2,000 fucking dollars. You know what I mean? You don't have the insurance. You don't have the guaranteed of being paid out every 2 weeks. Therefore, it's such a mental game that trading is. Can you please? Yeah, I already did that. Do you ever take trades off SMT or OT even though NQ don't tap any PD raise? If yes, in what cases? And I do not take trades just based off of SMT or OT. I always pair with inversions. For inversions, you guys look for 1 to 5 minute, below 5 minute being the highest, or do you still use? No, 1 to 5 minute is all my entries. What do you mean by PDI? Like if you mark out boxes named PDI, it's pinned in the recordings. It's one of my models that I created. It utilizes AMD as an extra Confluence, and it just stands for pre-distribution inversion. So, wait, I think he does. If ES does, SMT or OT, even though NQ don't tap any PD rate. I'm not understanding too much the question. I need you to elaborate. I want to ask about buffers and when I can size up when it comes to 50K accounts. I usually wait for about 6% buffer. How do I have late entry in trading? I have problems. Sometimes I enter a trade too early, even though I have analyzed. Wait, we just said late. How not to have late entry in trading? I have a problem that sometimes I enter a trade too early, even though I have analyzed the chart well. Well, it's like, here's the thing, bro. Like I told this to all my mentorship students, bro. Like, it's as simple as asking myself, like, put this shit in front of your face. If I lose this trade, will I be mad at myself? This is a question that I'm asking myself 24/7, right? Let's say I want to look for some longs, and I'm like, oh fuck, like longs right here look great. We have this inversion. We have an unfilled gap above. Like, this looks great. Why shouldn't I take this? Oh, well, we have an unfilled 4-hour right below that we're trading really close to. So maybe there's a chance I might get manipulated out of this long and price will hit this 4-hour and then distribute. So do I want to risk me being early here and price potentially manipulating me out? And or do I just want to sit this one out? If it plays out, there's nothing I can do, and just wait to see if price decides to hit this 4-hour and then take a higher conviction long where I know there's not a reason for price to stop me out and I shouldn't be too early. It's shit like that you got to be asking yourself all the time. And a question like this really helps you determine that, right? Like, oh fuck, there's LR at my stop loss. Like, should I be longing right now? Well, if I lose this, will I be mad at myself? Yeah, I would be, because I didn't fucking listen to myself, and I knew there's a reason the price could stop me out. Shit like that. Boys, please, like I said, hold the questions. I'm almost at the bottom. Well, not really. I'm 30 minutes behind. My boy made 50K in payouts in the last 2 weeks gambling entries after asking me what I'm looking for, and he's always asking me how to trade, and I'm barely turning profitable. It takes a lot of toll on my mental knowing he's banking by just entering. Dude, I don't know if your boy got like 50K in payouts or he just made 50K. But let me just tell you, the market does not reward like idiots who just get lucky. You know, I can make 50K gambling 9:30 open because it's a 50-50, right? I can have a great fucking week where I gamble 9:30 open and make 100 fucking K. But if I do that for 3 more weeks, 4 more weeks, 2 more months, all that money's rinsed. I would love to see where your friend is gambling entries like that in 1 year. Let me know how much money he has. 0.5 to 1% is good risk. Why do you put hard stop and manual stop? When do you put hard stop and manual stop? And manual stop. I always have hard stops. I always have hard stops at swing lows or swing highs with inversions. Only time I'll manually close if, like, I don't know, we re-inverse the inversion and PA's pretty shit. I'm like, you know, it's not even worth being in this trade. We're not delivering well. I've been into a phase recently where I only have psych issues as discipline and over trading. I do journal right now. I do backtest every day. On my backtest, I got really good and high win rate, which is clearly profitable. But it seems like when I am not live, especially profit from stop paper trading, I fuck up. It happens to me so many times that I've started to have negative thoughts always while trading or after. What do you think the way to solve this issue is? Yeah, bro. I mean, like I said, there's no direct issues for this, but you're acknowledging the problem. Like, you obviously know the fucking answer. That's like the funny thing about trading, bro. It's like, you know the answer to most of your problems. It's just hard for you to actually, like, listen to yourself. I'm sure all this advice that I'm giving you right now, you've probably told yourself at one fucking point, but it's so hard to take your own advice. It's so hard to hold yourself accountable, bro. Like, it's like, oh my God, if you know what you're doing, like, that you're making some mistakes, why not just stop? If you know you're over leveraging and that's the reason you're losing so much, why not just fucking stop? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you, that's one of those things where, like, trading will humble you. It'll make you feel so fucking stupid when you ask a question like, I keep entering early, I keep over trading. How do I stop this? You fucking stop. You stop. You follow your fucking rules. Like, fucking cut off your fingers if you have to. But you know what I mean? Like, it can't be the point where you're searching for, like a crazy epiphany, like something isn't going to fall out of the sky, like a fucking notebook with all the information and answers you need to your problems. It's not going to fall out the sky. Like, you know exactly what the fucking problem is. I guarantee you, if all of you walked into your fucking bathroom right now and looked at yourself in the mirror and said, why am I not profitable right now? You would have 40 fucking answers in your head. You'd be like, well, I took 10 trades on fucking Monday. I full ported on this trade because I was close to my max drawdown. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Yo, if you ask this question one more time, I will blow up the Discord. Guys, no questions right now. Please, mods, make sure no one's asking questions. I want to get through these. I feel like I've been doing good and analyzing PA in New York AM to find my draw and bias, but I've honestly been struggling for PM, and I've only been taking Mac models. Do you have any advice? That's actually exactly how I go about PM too. I don't really even trade PM that much. I like AM, but if you are going to trade PM, refer to AM session, right? Did AM generate liquidity? And that's all you got to look at. I don't trade PM if AM cooks. But when AM session is bad, right, which has been the case recently, like let's say AM session just looks like straight chop, right? We're just generating a shitload of liquidity. Well, just make sure you remember where that liquidity is resting. So when you do go about PM, you know that you want to be targeting this AM session generated liquidity. But obviously, yeah, the easiest way to go about PM is just trading MEC. I'm not going to give you an overcomplicated answer. When I trade PM, I really only trade MEC. Take profit and stop loss on trades. They're all technical levels. I have a narrative behind every single trade. I know what my internal high, my internal low is for. I know the rejection levels. I know why I should be in a trade. I know why my stop loss is there. I know everything. No, I don't know everything. There's a lot I can fucking learn, but I know my model. On one account before I invest in another and start copy trading. Yeah, just try to get at least like 3 to 4 payouts on one account. Try to see if you can maintain one account and then obviously scale, add more accounts, copy trade them, lower your risk, spread your risk, and then you'll obviously make a shitload of money. But why? Why would you start new evals? I don't get it. Why not just, you know, try to get out of drawdown following your rules? And if you blow the count, you blow the count, but you follow your fucking rules. Like, there's nothing you can do. Could you give me advice on how to improve win rate? Improve win rate? Yeah, full closing at that first level. Like think about it, bro. When you hear a model like our model 70% win rate, like we're saying that towards TP1. To TPs beyond that, it's based off your own conviction. I can't tell you for a fact like it'll go to the other TP. Like I could have high conviction, but the trade is a success. The model is a success once it takes out that first TP. That's considered a win. You're claiming profits, right? Let me see if I can fuck around here a little bit more. All right, price is pretty fucking bearish right here. Unfilled gap above, but it seems like this might be the more prominent draw. Here I would want to wait for like a 5-minute pullback and then take shorts. Well, no entry. Sick. That's cool. Well, now that we've swept that sell side. Are we inside an hourly? No. We're probably going to go to the next level now. How far is that? 78. We'll see. We can reject from here for sure. I'd probably expect price to reject here, hit something around here, and then deliver lower. Okay, we hit a 5 minute. We have a 5 minute below. I don't know. Maybe like some shorts of this 5 minute. Like something like this. Right, so like, this is not a good reference on chart champs too much because I can't see like SMTs and stuff. But let's say like I just like play this like with like half a brain right now. I'm not using too much confluence. Obviously it's like super little confluence, but I'm anticipating that the draw might still be lower since, you know, we're pretty bearish. We inverse this 5 minute right here. My stop loss is going to be at this high that traded into this 5 minute. And then, I don't know, bro. Maybe like price could deliver lower here. Once again, I don't have too much confidence for this trade, but it would look something like this. Well, I should be break even. So I got break even technically. Right, sweep of internal low. Sweep of internal low, and then obviously you had more than 1-to-1. You could TP there. This is an external draw. Your external draw is never your first TP. This would technically be a break even, and now I would wait for like another entry opportunity. So let's see. Seems like we inverse that 15 minute, but seems like the draw still might be lower until I see order flow flip on the hourly. Maybe I'd want to see price hit this hourly before executing shorts again. Okay, so we didn't hit that hourly yet. Maybe there's an SMT there. I can't fucking see shit. But we inverse this 15 minute. I feel like there would be an SMT there, bro. But now, like I said, we're invalidating bearish Peters again. Maybe we run to this low now. Who knows? All right. Tell me one fucking time my draw has been wrong playing this game. I'm showing you guys literally right in front of your fucking face that the model works perfectly, right? Like, I'm being put into random sets of fucking data, random fucking year, and I'm telling you the exact draw every single time. The only thing I said here is that there might be an SMT at that hourly because I don't see why I would reject like that. And yeah. Wait. What would you go break even on this trade you took today to data highs? What made you go break even? The trade today, I went break even because we opened up that 4 minute, and basic rules would tell me that unless the highest time frame inversion has been inversed, then I shouldn't be longing. But since we opened up a 4 minute after my entry, this 4 minute fair value gap right here, once price traded up into that 4 minute, I had no other choice but to go break even. So it was also more than a 1-to-1, and it hit the 4 minute, and I can't just assume it's going to inverse. Therefore, I went break even once we hit that 4 minute. Yesterday, launched. We had 5 minutes to see line below 5 minute value up 1 minute version, but 15 candle reject the 1 minute value. I do look at like the momentum and volatility at which price is delivering in certain directions is like, it gives me more conviction, to say the least. It gives me more conviction, but it's not, I'm not basing my entry just because it's aggressively inversing something. Like, an inverse is an inverse, and if the draw's there, the draw's there. Would you say the loss you and Blake took today? Oh, I didn't take the loss, but and the 2 minute right after were good losses I've taken because I was telling you I've been getting cooked, and ever since those two payouts I finally started doing good again this week. And these two trades hit me meant to say it's kind of aids because it brings me back to feeling that huge losing streak, which I know was causing psychological issues, which is another issue in itself. How do you deal with feeling like that? Bro, you just have to fucking muscle through it. Like, you're gonna have shit days. It's part of the fucking process. I don't think those two trades were bad at all, and those losses weren't bad. I was just playing it super safe because I know PA has been pretty shitty lately. That's literally the only fucking reason. And therefore, I just want to be extra cautious on shitty days like this, which is why I break even at that 4 minute, which I'm not letting it run to data highs. Like, I'm playing it safe, but it was a great fucking trade. I had all the confidence I needed. Solid setups, my confidence are there, and my model's accurate, but I've come to a lot of overconfidence in my trading and greedy trying to get over trade and make more money because I was winning. I got humbled really quick in this BA and have had some hard days and shredded my profits from my new funded account, which were so close to being a payouts and now breaking pretty much. I need some advice when it comes to deciding on only the higher probability setups throughout the day rather than taking just all the setups for themselves. Yeah, The easiest way to do it, bro, is that your highest probability setups are going to be in New York session, right? AM session every single day. Well, almost every single day, unless AM session has been pretty shitty. But you try to find those 1 or 2 setups. You have like a max drawdown for yourself on the day. Like, hey, I'm not trying to lose more than 0.75% today. So, you know, if I risk 0.5% on this first trade and it banks, cool, I'm getting off. But if it loses, okay, well, if another A+ setup presents off, you know, let me risk 0.25% here. And if that fails, there's nothing much I can do. But like, set rules upon yourself. Try to keep yourself as consistent as possible. On shit days, you don't want to be like just like trying to catch the next setup every single time. You're just gonna keep getting cooked every single time. PDA and PDI. PDA is a PD array. Any ICT concept. PDI is a PDI. Yeah, so we have very high conviction as why we're taking partials. Like if we're taking partials, we have a reason for price to run to a certain direction. So for you, like it might seem like you're not understanding why we're just partialing at like that 101 or at that first key level. But for us, we know, okay, well, if we're partialing here, it's because we're expecting price to deliver higher. And eventually one of these trades is going to play out to that level and we're going to bank really hard. A lot of people just, like I said, set emotional TPs. Yeah, I can go over, hold up. For me as a beginner, if I take an L during my New York AM, should I still be looking for another trade or even bother to look at PM? Because I know if Blake takes an L during AM, he'll take a trade PM. Is that revenge trading? No, bro, but you also understand, like, Blake and I really understand the fucking charts to a level you might not be at yet. And so it's like, if we're looking at PM after an AM session loss, most of the time we're losing an AM is because AM's been really shitty. So PM is going to deliver where we wanted it to during AM. And that's the reason we'll look for something in PM. I personally don't really trade PM that much, not as much as Blake. Honestly, I've probably taken like 1 or 2 PM trades in the last fucking 2 months. But I would just focus on New York AM session, bro. Because if you don't know the reason you're taking a PM trade, then it is revenge trading. Want to wait for more structure. I want to just trade the 1 minute IFG target at 15 minute. It's a matter of conviction, bro. Like if we're in such bearish order flow, like we don't want to just be taking the first fucking 1 minute we get just because we tapped in like some higher time frame bullish P array, right? Like we don't just want to assume that the first 1 minute inversion is gonna cook. Maybe we want to wait for actual structure to be created in this direction. So maybe we'll wait to see if like price starts trading higher, maybe runs a high like this and then opens up a 5 minute and then we get an inversion, right? So it's like shit like that where we want more structure because we want more conviction for why order flow should flip. And then we'll take like a continuation from like a higher level rather than just trying to catch a bottom, take the fucking longs in this case. You get what I'm saying? That's what structure is all about. It's about building conviction. What are your thoughts on payouts? I got 1 payout, but didn't realize my max drawdown would stay the same. So when I took a trade, I lost account. How much should I take to keep the account? Well, that's why you build a buffer, so you can take out payouts with comfort. I do understand the break-even should be at internal high, internal low, but should it be 1-1? No, just internal high, internal low, and then you can TP at 1-1. And if you have a bias as today, were we bullish, were we seem bearish? Do you sit on your hands for the day? I didn't sit on my hands clearly. I tried to take a long, but it didn't play out how I wanted it to. I mean, I got break even, and I didn't get married to that bias eventually. Like I saw, order flow flipped. It was clearly bearish, but since I didn't have clear bearish targets, I did sit on my hands. I didn't know like what I would be shorting towards. Hell yeah, bro. I fucking love you, dog. I appreciate it. And you're going to kill it. Just telling you, bro, with time. With time. You got it, Complex. Yeah, I'll get into that in a second. Hold up. SMT. Okay, well, regarding copy trading, yeah, I started copy trading once I knew I could consistently pay myself out in one account. At that point, I was like, I'm ready to have multiple accounts. And it's as simple as that. Let's say we create an SMT at highs. For some reason, you take a 1 to 4 minute inversion or only enter after inverts a 5 minute sponsored by an SMT at highs or only enter sponsored by a PD array. I don't take SMTs just if there's an SMT. The SMT needs to be inside a higher time frame PD array or just a PD array itself. I don't take SMTs alone. What was your main issue when learning how to trade? What was the main thing holding back from profitability? Was it a certain psychological barrier you overcame, then boom profitability? Yeah, I just always treat it like a video game. I'm not going to lie. I'm a competitive ass person. I loved playing video games growing up. And I just don't like being bad at shit, just like fucking CSGO, Rocket League, all that shit. When I first started, like I put 1,000 hours into that fucking game and like try to get to the leaderboards. Like there's no reason I couldn't take it equally as seriously with trading. Like to me, it was a whole fucking game to begin with. It's like, why? Why should this be any easier than like a video game? Like it shouldn't. I should still have to put in the hours. I should still have to show up every single day and really try my fucking best to get good at this. And to me, it's more like, it's kind of like an ego thing, like a fucking competitive thing I have inside me where I like to prove to others that I'm good at this, but it's also for myself. I enjoy understanding it. Like it was a language to me. I felt like it was just awesome, bro. Like understanding the charts, like being able to look at me like, yeah, I know where this is going to go. Like I just showed you on fucking Chart Champs. I literally just cooked the bias perfectly every single time. All right, how was that so far? That was a fucking hour and 3 minutes of straight info, bro. I think I'm about to lose my vocal cords, bro. Holy shit. I don't think I've ever dropped that much sauce in my life so fast. I just want to say that you guys are literally the best. The amount of time you invest in helping people you really know succeed is amazing. Also, you guys changed my perspective on ICT. That shit was so hard to understand for me. Watching you guys walk through your thought process and explain it, breaking it down has helped me so much. Hell yeah, that's the whole point. That's the whole point, bro. We know how overwhelming all that information is online, bro. It's so, like, people just love to overcomplicate shit. People love to add stupid fucking terms and, like, all this BS, bro. Trading is simple. You just gotta simplify it. You gotta understand everything foundation and then make it simple. What's a candle? What watch is that? They just Wimbledon. All right, wait, let me take like a 5-minute break before I answer more questions. Duh, that was a lot on my fucking vocal cords, bruh. Holy shit. Once or anyone I started my first funded back in January, I have not blown it, but I have not passed it yet. I'm considering taking a break from funded in April and just focus on backtesting again. Back in January, I have not blown it, but damn, you started one in January and you haven't blown it and you haven't passed it. I mean, it's not bad. But yeah, if you're still feeling like you don't have like the exact conviction and confidence to pass, and maybe, you know, vibe up for a bit and practice forward testing, back testing, and then get back at it with more confidence, because you shouldn't really be spending that much time on a funded account. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, open high low close and open low high close. It's with those hourly candles opening. It's just extra confluence, right? So like let's say we're looking to take longs right here. We tapped into like a 4-hour bullish for value gap, but we're close to opening like a new hourly candle. So I would love to see like a 10 a.m. open low, maybe resweep this low, and that would give me just higher conviction for longs, right? So if I'm getting close to that hourly open and I want to see an open low at 10 a.m., 10 a.m. opens low, sweeps this, you know, internal liquidity here, and then provides the inversion, then it's very high chance that this long is going to play out with more probability, because what are we doing? We're printing that low of the new hourly candle, right? We're opening low here, and that open low at 10 a.m. is printing that wick for the bullish candle. You got what I'm saying? Would be nice to have a video about profitable trader journey, like one-on-one live discussions. What do you mean by that? So funny, nobody gave a fucking I don't have any problems with strategy. I've been here since July. I know the model like the back of my hand. Great success in backs and past multiple accounts, but I blew them because my main problem is that I trade well for a while and then I have a big losing day where I lose too much, which is punishing with trailing drawdown. I've passed 100K. I'm working on creating my buffer. 3K. I have a problem with not defining my risk management rules. Could you please define the rules for me, and I will not break them. I just have a problem with not knowing how to define them. I'm thinking of risking 500% per trade, 250 for lower size. So I have 6 losses in a row to lose account. Also, should I have my risk after 150 drawdown, or should just stick with 500? If I blow it unlucky, just buy a new one. And if I'm lucky enough and I can afford a new one, should I have a max daily loss of 750? If I'm lucky enough I can afford a new one, should I have a max daily loss? You're on a what, 100K? On an 100K, keep your risk at 500. Just try to risk 500 nearly every single time. I'm telling you, try to risk 500, 750 maybe every single time. Don't tamper with your risk too much, because then it's gonna kind of fuck up your RR and your consistent winnings. But yeah, I would say, bro, with an 100K, 500 to 750 per trade is the perfect fucking message. I mean, the perfect amount. Do you play chess? Nah, I used to hella. Blake plays a shit ton. Was the mech model stats just taken from testing an AM session like the 70% win rate strat? Thanks. Was the mech model stats just taken from testing an AM session? Yeah, primarily. Works great in PM too. Do you wait for CIC every time, or do you enter strictly off IFG? What if 5 minute 5 still showing bullish? I don't really wait for CIST too much. It is a great external confluence, but I'm entering off IFEGs every single time. TBH. Appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I'm not asking too much, but maybe when you're back to your setup back home, can either you or Blake give us a back session? Blake did not do one for a while. Back with helped us a ton. Yeah, I mean, we stopped, bro, because Blake really did run through like nearly a year, 2 years of fucking data for you guys, and it's like all of it's recorded. It gets to a point. It gets to a point where it's like you're kind of just going in circles, and it is super time consuming to back test for you guys. Also, we don't really Blake and I don't back test that much anymore. Like we have all the conviction we need. I mean, honestly, now I've just been unintentionally backtesting every day because of this game, dude. But yeah. Is 2.0 just 30 days? Pretty sure right now it is 30 days of live coaching. It's 30 days of live calls. We might do like a 60 to 90 day thing, like a 3-month thing of like still mentoring in a sense. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not gonna, like, you're still not getting those live calls every day after those 30 days. Like, bro, the mentorship is like this call right now, like explaining conceptually and everything technical and psychological, like every single call for like 1 to 2 hours twice a week until like we get through every lesson that we want to teach. And it's like really just like intense like this and super educational. When's the schedule for the calls? Yeah, we'll release that once we're done with enrollment. I'll see if we get profit after a couple months. I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. Well, if you compare yourself, you're always gonna feel like you're doing something wrong. There's like, just, bro, everyone has a different journey to profitability. I wouldn't worry about it, bro. That's gambling, not backtesting. Chart champs, bitch. It's fucking backtesting if I take it seriously. Every time I play against one of you guys, though, I crash out, bro. If I get stopped out of one trade, I'm souping the low 24 times until it hits. What should my max daily loss be on 100K? Trying to get 3K buffer. Your max daily loss should be 750, bro. Like, yeah. Do you live with Blake? Yeah, I live with him right now. How can I go be in chart champs? I don't know how to use these buttons, bruh. Just type in chartchamps.com. Type in chartchamps.com.
Means go break even.
Huh?
Go break
even. How'd I go break even? I just go like this. You just edit the stop loss. I'm not gonna like put any confluences here, but like, let's say you enter a long and it hits your internal high. Just go down here to stop loss and type in the number at 9535.24. And now you're break even. See? Break even. I lost 15 cents. You plan on moving back to Miami? Yeah. You're gonna miss Madrid when you move back? I am, bro. I love Europe so much. Madrid specifically, not too much. Madrid is too intense, bro. The partying here is too fucked up, but the traveling has been like, this is why I started trading, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That like locational freedom where like I can be in fucking Italy skiing and take a trade. Like that's like, I don't even know how to explain like the level of like satisfaction that gives me, bro. And I didn't do that for up until now. What am I doing wrong? I have good psychology, strategy, and risk management. I still managed to be a break-even trader. Maybe you still need more time refining the model. Back test a little bit more. Maybe you're setting the emotional like TPs, like I said, and you're not actually giving technical reasons to TP. But yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, learn to accept losses and wins, dude. You guys see me do that shit all the fucking time. Like, I'll take a loss. I'm just like, fuck it, whatever, bro. I'm sure I'm like, I'll get it back. What's fucked up about the partying? That it starts at fucking 2 a.m. here and doesn't end until 8 a.m. Like, it's fried. Like, the pregame is at like fucking 1 a.m. It's so cooked. My favorite place I've gone to is Italy for sure. I was just at like the Dolomites. That's probably my favorite place on the planet. Nah, real shit, bro. Why did NQ leave all those stacked highs, not take CPI high? So why? How? Why? Tell me about it, bro. Mm, it depends. There's different payment plans. Next time go to Madonna, I go there usually. Come to Germany. We're in Germany. I went to Berlin one time and I got roofied, so there's that. Oh, I would love to go to Saint Tropez and Monaco for sure, ski. You should have gone to Rome, man. I lived in Rome. I lived in Rome for 6 months. It was the best time of my life. I've never loved the city more. Rome is perfect. DM me. I'll put you at priority. I'll also see if I can give you a discount because with the mentorship, you are given lifetime access to Discord, but since you already have lifetime, we can work to see if we'll get you a discount. I lived in Rome 2022. In 2022, it was, I literally will never get over how amazing my time was there. Come to San Francisco, California. Okay. I love your target, man. I appreciate it, bro. I fucking love that card to death. I love that card to death. I did go to John Cabot. How'd you know? How'd you know that? What the fuck? How much can the mentorship help if you take it 100% seriously? I mean, you'll never need another fucking mentorship again, that's for sure. You ever slide the whip in snow? Have not yet, bro. I'd love to. I'd love to do that. Play some Jeff Buckley. Can you hear the guitar? Sure reminds me of my ex. Looking out the door, I see all upon the funeral mourners. I'm 18. I haven't made any money with trading yet. I understand the concepts you teach very well, but I failed multiple fundeds. I've also got exams and it's so much pressure. So would you recommend to take a step back from trading and focus on school? If you're super stressed at school, definitely chill out on the trading. You're gonna crash out for sure, ski. I would definitely take a break during exams, bro. That's way too stressful. I got told that the one-on-one was a year long in my interviews. Is that true? A year long? Maybe there's a catch-up call for sure. There's always a catch-up call. But it's not like you're not gonna have a year long of fucking one-on-one calls. Obviously, you're gonna have them in the beginning. You're gonna have some throughout it, and you're gonna have some after. I started guitar when I was like 15. I do want to get into golf, bro. I'm so shit. My brother's cooking. He's been playing hella. Yeah, it's about 3K. It depends what payment plan you do. Nah, I have not finished school yet. I've been on leave of absence for a year now, bro. It's just I would love to finish for my fam, my Hispanic fam, but it doesn't seem too real anymore. This is a Triple O Martin D28, the John Mayer guitar. You into soccer? Yeah, I love soccer. Football. I played all my life. What are the payment plans? You can work it out with them, with the team. When are we boxing so I'll beat your ass? Yeah, I'm banning you from the Discord, bro. Is there a monthly payment plan? Because so I'll actually be interested. I'm sure they can work something out. What is my passion outside of this? I love music so much. I love music a lot, but I love fashion. I'm definitely gonna start like a clothing brand. Again, I had one before. It was super cool. It was actually popping in Miami. Someone wore it on an iShow Speed stream one time. I don't even know who it was. Speed wore it, like a hat I made one time. And yeah, but this time I want to approach it a little bit differently. I kind of just want to make like few pieces that are just like, I love like pants, bro, like cool pants, like jeans, like one of fucking 10 pieces that just fit perfectly. Not like graphic tees or any bullshit, but just like really high quality shit. Bro, so I love full prediction. That's not what I'm referring to, fuckface. That was like a joke. I'm referring to like my real brand back then. Let's see. I sold the fucking brand to some kid though. But it was cool. Like hats like this. Cool shit. Hoodie. Toxic Love hoodie. It's called Hopeless Romantics. I was on some shit. I made custom rugs for people. I did a lot of cool shit, bro. A lot of cool shit. Nice ass. Do you have the sunglasses, bro? I don't have any more. I love you too, bro. Yo, what? I bought one of your products? There's no way. Are you serious? My ex has it now, though. Hey, bro. At least it lives up to the name. Hell yeah. What is the protocol to take out a payout? Do you wait to reach a certain dollar amount and take it out and leave a certain percentage on buffer? Yeah, I'll pay myself out usually twice a week. I haven't really paid myself out this month except in the beginning of the month, just because I haven't made like a significant amount of profits yet to pay myself out. But I'll leave my 7 to 8% buffer and then pay myself past that. If the brand is like Pool House, Buck Mason, I'll cop. That's how like if I make one again, that's how it's gonna be. I was studying finance and data science in uni, but not anymore. How do you manage trading in school? I still need to take school seriously rather than learning trading. I'm a pretty good student. I'm a senior in high school and I also got into Northeastern, bro. Hell yeah, congratulations. Northeastern is a great school, but it's very corporate oriented, so you're gonna like Northeastern, bro, and like you're gonna be surrounded by smart kids. It's not a school where you'll crash out whatsoever, but that Northeastern will encourage you a lot to take a corporate route, and it doesn't really encourage like entrepreneurial shit. But I would just always put my classes past AM session. I went to Northeastern University. Play Ivy, Frank Ocean. What careers? The start of nothing. I had no chance to prove it. I couldn't see it coming. The start of nothing. I could hate you now. You need to play that shit on electric for it to sound nice. Ivy's goated song. I love Frank. I'd actually fuck him. I always forget that these calls are recorded. Wait, what do you mean 2 times a week? Damn, thought people do once a week. No, did I say pay myself twice a week? I don't pay myself twice a week. I pay myself out twice a month. Sorry. Swing high. Swing high, swing low. Liquidity, take it, then we go. Oh no, there it is. Swing high, swing low. Liquidity, take it, then we go. Swing high, swing low. Liquidity, take it, then we go. Goodbye, actually never heard that. Play Pink Skies. I need the harmonica for that shit to sound gas. Much love, bro. Enjoy the gym session. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Trading isn't... Yeah. There's not a lot of people. I only talk to trading with a few people. Do you listen to No Khan? Hell yeah, bro. Do you recognize this song? Could you explain some people blow their fundeds? Yeah, just to avoid being put on a live account. If you pay yourself out too many times during one account, they'll move you to a live account, and then you lose allocation abilities, which kind of sucks because copy trading is more fun. Any reason you do evals versus getting those straight to sim funded accounts? People who provide that are just typically not as reliable, and they're pretty fucking weird. Could you explain why some people blow I already said that. Isn't this patching those updates lately? Yeah. It is kind of patched now, bro. I was talking about it so much during Discord live calls, and then Top Step sent out a fucking email about it. No Connor Hosier? Why not both? Why not both with northern attitude? Breathing in, breathing out. Where you been? Please do these more often. I'll try. This is more like mentorship oriented stuff. But yeah, I'd love to do more of these often. I don't know. I'm not sure. You gotta know how to play Everlong? I don't know. I think forgot it. Some shit like that. You need 2 guitars. Drop D. Drop D's fire. How do I know when I'm ready to leave this Discord and pursue self-sufficiency? Once you can, I'd say like once you don't have to join the live sessions, you're taking the same trades on your own, and you're just like, some people, bro, there's so many people that make so much money that are still in this Discord though. It's up to you. It depends what value you feel like you get most out of it. Some people stay for sessions like this despite like being profitable. They just like talking, having someone accountable. I've had people join the mentorship, bro, with fucking 40, 50K in payouts. And they just like wanted, I guess, like more correction, more accountability. It's weird. It's different for everyone, but if you can trade on your own, you don't really need the Discord. It's just up to you if you want to stay with the community and shit. Oh yeah, I don't know, bro. Don't talk to me about alt season. I'm so fucked. Am I religious or anything? I was growing up. I was pretty Catholic, but I'm not too religious nowadays. I have been getting more. I feel like I have been sort of finding myself being more religious recently, and like trying to put more like my faith in God and shit. You ever plan on maxing out Apex? Dude, I don't know. I just got so fucked by Apex, dog. I got so fucked. Wait, I'm gonna end the recording here, but I'll keep talking. Much love.